Doctor. All I had was a small bowl of sticky rice this morning. Why did my blood sugar spike so badly? I've heard that exact question at least 1,000 times over my 30+ years of practice, and maybe you've wondered the same thing, but here's what most people don't realize: even meals that seem normal can silently ignite inflammation inside your pancreas, gradually weakening its ability to produce insulin, and pushing you closer and closer to the dangerous edge of diabetes complications, without you ever feeling a thing. According to the American Diabetes Association, ADA, 2023, 1 in 3 Americans over 60 is currently living with prediabetes, and over 90% of them don't even know it. Every 8 seconds, someone in the world dies from complications related to diabetes, and perhaps the most frightening part, diabetes doesn't usually cause pain, it shows no clear symptoms in its early stages, so most people only find out when it's already too late. Have you ever experienced this? You feel incredibly sleepy after eating. You wake up 2 to 3 times a night to urinate. You get irritable, foggy-headed, or low on energy, even when you've barely done anything. These aren't just signs of getting older, they could be your pancreas crying for help, an organ you may be unknowingly wearing down day after day. With seemingly innocent drinks, your pancreas is about the size of your hand. It sits quietly behind your stomach and produces insulin, the hormone that unlocks your cells and allows sugar from your blood to be used as fuel. But when you constantly eat foods or drink beverages that cause blood sugar to spike, your pancreas is forced to work double, even triple time, pumping out insulin non-stop. At first, it keeps up, then it gets tired, and eventually it stops responding. At that point, you're not just dealing with diabetes anymore, you're facing blurred vision, kidney decline, heart fatigue, and in many cases, limb amputations. And the most heartbreaking part is, this is preventable. Science has shown that just a few simple natural drinks can help your pancreas recover part of its function, stabilize your blood sugar after meals, improve insulin sensitivity and reduce your risk of complications, and support a life where you're in control, not your blood sugar. A journey through 7 powerful drinks that give your health back to you. In this video, I'm Dr. James. And after more than 30 years of working with older adults, studying metabolism and hormonal balance, I'll be sharing 7 simple drinks that have helped hundreds of my real patients reduce insulin resistance, lower medication doses, and in some cases, even get off insulin completely. You'll hear the story of Mrs. Eleanor, 66 years old, who once needed 3 different medications but now keeps her blood sugar steady with just 1 morning drink. The latest research from journals like the Lancet, 2022, and Journal of Diabetes Investigation, 2021, on teas, herbal waters, and natural compounds. And the deadly misconceptions that make people believe they're eating healthy while they're unknowingly damaging their pancreas every single day. Stick around until the end, because drink number 1 will truly surprise you. It's not expensive, it's not exotic, and chances are, it's already sitting quietly in your kitchen, waiting to be noticed. In a 2023 Harvard Medical School study, this drink helped thousands of older adults bring their HbA1c down to normal levels, in just 90 days of daily use. So, are you ready to begin the journey of rescuing your pancreas and reclaiming your health, 1 glass at a time? Let's start with the first drink. Drink number 7, a forgotten gem in traditional medicine, yet one of the most powerful allies in modern blood sugar control. Drink number 7, fenugreek tea, a tiny seed that changed not just his blood sugar, but his life after 60, I never imagined. A few tiny golden seeds could help me stop injecting insulin after almost 7 years. That's what Jerry, 67 years old and a retired mechanical engineer from Iowa, shared with me, his voice soft but full of awe. He'd been living with type 2 diabetes since age 58. Every morning, he started steeping a warm cup of tea made from fenugreek seeds, small, golden brown seeds his wife used to toss into curries, never thinking twice about them. But 3 months into this simple habit, Jerry's HbA1c dropped from 8.4% to 6.1%, and by the 6th month, he did something he hadn't dared to dream. He stopped using insulin altogether. Fenugreek, or Trigonella phenumgrecum, has been used for centuries in traditional Indian, Middle Eastern, and North African medicine, but only recently has modern science begun to uncover just how powerful it is, especially for blood sugar control. White heavy checkmark the secret. A type of soluble fiber called galactomannan, according to the Journal of Ethnopharmacology, 2020, galactomannan forms a gel-like layer in your digestive tract. This slows down how quickly carbohydrates are digested and absorbed. As a result, glucose enters your bloodstream more gradually, avoiding those blood sugar spikes that exhaust your pancreas. White heavy checkmark, but that's not all. Fenugreek seeds also contain a rare compound called 4-hydroxyisoleucine which stimulates natural insulin production in the pancreas, improves insulin sensitivity in muscles and the liver, reduces insulin resistance, a major driver of type 2 diabetes, measured by the HOMA-IR index. In a clinical trial published in the International Journal of Vitamin and Nutrition Research, 2018, participants drank fenugreek seed tea twice daily for 12 weeks. Results showed average HbA1c dropped by 1.1%, fasting blood sugar decreased from 165 mg per deciliter to 112 mg per deciliter. Significant improvements in LDL cholesterol and triglyceride levels. And just so you know, according to the American Diabetes Association, 2022, a 1% drop in HbA1c can reduce diabetes-related complications by up to 37%. I once had a patient, Marilyn, who was absolutely terrified of prescription side effects. She was 72, recently widowed, and told me through tears, "I want to feel better. But I don't want to feel drugged." So I offered her this: if you keep eating clean, walk a little every day, and try drinking fenugreek tea every morning, let's check your HbA1c again in 3 months. She agreed. 3 months later, her HbA1c had gone from 7.8% to 6.5%, but the part that moved me most. She hugged me, hard, and whispered, "Doctor, I finally feel like I'm in charge of my body again." How to use fenugreek tea in your daily routine. Option 1. Soak 1 to 2 teaspoons of fenugreek seeds in warm water overnight, strain and drink the water the next morning. Option 2. Lightly toast the seeds, grind them into a powder, steep 1 teaspoon in hot water for 10 minutes, drink warm 15 to 30 minutes before meals. It tastes slightly bitter, but you'll get used to it, and your body will thank you. Who should be cautious? Pregnant women. It may stimulate uterine contractions. People already on strong blood sugar lowering medications. To avoid overcorrection, anyone allergic to legumes or peanuts, fenugreek is in the Fabaceae family. Why this drink makes the perfect first step: it's cheap, accessible, and all natural, can be taken daily. Like any herbal tea, not only helps manage blood sugar, but also supports digestion, cholesterol, joint health, and skin. You see, not every solution comes in a prescription bottle. Sometimes, it starts with just a small cup of tea. And a big enough hope. And if fenugreek tea impressed you, just wait for the next one. Drink number 6 has been scientifically proven in Japan to reawaken insulin production, even in people over 60. You've probably heard of it hundreds of times, but chances are, you've never used it the right way. Drink number 6, green tea, an ancient tea that helps revive pancreatic cells and fight insulin resistance, if you drink it the right way. But doctor, I already drink green tea every day. Why is my blood sugar still high? I paused for a moment, not because I was surprised, but because I'd heard that line too many times to count. The truth is, many of my patients drink green tea, but they don't know how to drink it at the right time, in the right dose, or choose the right kind. So instead of being a healing tool, it ends up being just another mild afternoon beverage. But let me tell you something important: when used correctly, Green tea can become one of the most powerful natural allies in managing blood sugar after 60. Why is green tea a silent warrior against diabetes? White heavy checkmark. Green tea is rich in catechins, especially EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate, a potent antioxidant shown to protect pancreatic beta cells from oxidative damage, improve insulin sensitivity in muscles and liver tissue, reduce glucose absorption in the small intestine, and activate AMPK, a metabolic switch that tells cells to burn sugar for energy instead of storing it. In a study published in the Journal of Nutrition, 2019, involving 92 older adults with prediabetes, participants drank 2 to 3 cups of green tea daily for 12 weeks. Results showed an average HbA1c reduction of 0.6%, fasting blood sugar dropped from 134 mg per deciliter to 112 mg per deciliter. Insulin resistance, HOMA-IR, decreased by nearly 20%. Even more impressive, a Harvard Th Chan School of Public Health, 2021, review found, people who drank 3 to 5 cups of green tea daily had a 33% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes, and the longer you stay consistent, the stronger the benefits build over time. Peter was a retired schoolteacher from Oregon. Age 70, he had a strong family history of diabetes. Even though he watched his diet closely, his HbA1c remained stubbornly high. I asked him, "Do you drink green tea?" He nodded, "Yes, usually after dinner. With a cookie or two." I smiled and gently replied, "Well, Peter, green tea can't help lower your sugar if it's always paired with sugar." So, we came up with a new plan: brew strong green tea, hot, no sweeteners, drink 30 minutes before major meals, avoid pairing it with desserts, stick to 2 to 3 cups per day, consistently. 8 weeks later, Peter had lost nearly 9 pounds, his HbA1c dropped to 6.2%, and even his blood pressure improved. He told me, "I didn't think something that small could make such a big difference. But my body noticed." How to drink green tea for blood sugar control: use fresh tea leaves or high-quality tea bags, no sweeteners. No flavor additives, brew at 70 to 80 degrees Celsius, 158 to 176 degrees Fahrenheit, don't use boiling water to protect catechins, drink 20 to 30 minutes before meals to help reduce glucose absorption, don't mix with milk or sugar, stick to 2 to 3 times a day, for at least 8 weeks. Who should be careful with green tea? Those with iron deficiency anemia. Green tea can inhibit iron absorption. People with low blood pressure or heart conditions, opt for lighter brews. Those sensitive to caffeine or prone to insomnia, avoid drinking it after 4 p.m. Beyond blood sugar, green tea also helps boost metabolism and support weight loss, protect heart health, a key concern for diabetics, reduce chronic inflammation, a major contributor to insulin resistance. Protect the brain, lowering the risk of cognitive decline linked to high blood sugar. You don't need to wait until diabetes comes knocking. You can begin today, with something as simple as green tea, because sometimes, just 1 cup, at the right time, can give your pancreas a breath of relief, and give your future a second chance. And if green tea impressed you, drink number 5 doesn't even need boiling or brewing, yet it may help detox the liver, one of the most overlooked organs in blood sugar regulation. This next drink is surprisingly simple, but it holds the power to release trapped glucose from your liver and restore balance from the inside out. Do you want to know what it is? Drink number 5, warm lemon water in the morning, when a simple morning drink can wake up your liver, and protect you from a blood sugar storm. Doctor, I've already cut down on rice, why is my blood sugar still so high? I hear this question at least a few times each week, and here's the surprising part: the problem often isn't what you ate today, it's what your own liver released this morning. A little known truth: your liver controls your morning blood sugar. Your liver stores glucose in the form of glycogen. While you sleep, especially if you have insulin resistance, your liver can dump too much sugar into your bloodstream. Even before you've had a single bite, what happens next? Backhand index pointing right, you wake up with unexpectedly high fasting glucose, backhand index pointing right, and you start thinking, I'm eating healthy. So why do I still have diabetes? It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But in reality, warm lemon water is a surprisingly powerful ritual, a natural way to reboot your liver and improve insulin sensitivity. Vitamin C, citric acid, and polyphenol in lemon can activate liver enzymes for better detox and metabolism, slow the absorption of glucose after meals, lower stomach pH to aid digestion and reduce sugar spikes, ease mild liver inflammation, which often drives blood sugar dysfunction, according to a study published in the Journal of Clinical Biochemistry and Nutrition, 2020. When participants combined morning lemon water with a clean diet for 12 weeks, average HbA1c dropped by 0.5%, fasting glucose levels fell by over 12%, liver enzymes, AST, improved significantly in those with prediabetes. Another study from Purdue University, 2018, found that citric acid slowed the breakdown of carbohydrates by up to 30%. Post-meal glucose spikes were significantly lower in older adults. Linda, 70 years old, afraid of fruit. Linda was a retired literature teacher in Colorado. After being diagnosed with prediabetes, she became fearful of anything sweet. She cut out fruit, no more yogurt, even gave up her morning coffee, but still, her blood sugar remained high. When she came to see me, I didn't hand her a prescription. I simply said, Linda, start your mornings with a glass of warm water and the juice of half a lemon, no sugar, no honey, and please, don't skip breakfast. 6 weeks later, her fasting glucose dropped from 134 to 104 milligrams per deciliter, but more importantly, she began trusting her body again. She told me, it felt like someone flipped my body's metabolism switch back on. How to use it properly: use warm water, not hot, not cold, around 104 to 122 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 to 50 degrees Celsius, squeeze 1/2 to 1 fresh lemon into 8 to 10 ounces, 250 to 300 milliliters, of water. Drink it first thing after waking up, 15 to 30 minutes before breakfast. Don't add sugar, honey, or ice. If you have a sensitive stomach, drink 15 minutes after breakfast to reduce acidity. Who should be cautious? People with active stomach ulcers, those with weakened tooth enamel. Use a straw to minimize contact. If you take antacids or acid reducers, talk to your doctor first. You don't need a fancy detox. You don't need an expensive supplement. Sometimes, a glass of warm lemon water is enough, not because it's magic, but because it's a gentle good morning to your liver. Make it a ritual. Wake up, breathe deeply, sip lemon water, and tell your liver, today, I'm going to treat you with kindness. And if you thought lemon water was easy, drink number 4 is even simpler. No lemons, no brewing, just an ancient drink that modern people have forgotten. A traditional warrior that supports the heart, liver, blood sugar, and cholesterol, and it takes less than 3 minutes to prepare. Even more impressive, it may reduce diabetes complications by up to 40%, according to new data. Drink number 4, hibiscus tea, a humble tea that can balance blood sugar, lower blood pressure, and soothe your liver, yet so many people overlook it. Doctor, I was just drinking it to cool off. I never imagined it was actually helping me. That's what Mr. Thomas, 74, from Florida, told me. He had been battling high blood sugar, rising blood pressure, and stage 2 fatty liver, and the turning point in his health journey wasn't a medication. It was a deep crimson cup of tea, brewed from a summer blossom he once thought was just decorative. Hibiscus, also known as roselle or sour tea, grows widely across tropical countries. But few people realize that dried hibiscus petals, steeped into tea, have become one of modern medicine's most respected herbal drinks. Proven benefits of hibiscus tea: help stabilize blood sugar, lowers blood pressure and LDL cholesterol, supports liver detox and gentle fat loss, reduces inflammation, a key factor in insulin resistance. Anthocyanins in hibiscus are powerful antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress in the pancreas, protecting insulin-producing beta cells. It inhibits alpha-glucosidase, an enzyme that breaks down carbs, acting much like the diabetes drug acarbose. It reduces liver enzymes and fat buildup in the liver, especially important for people with type 2 diabetes and fatty liver. It contains hibiscus acid, a natural compound that gently relaxes blood vessels, helping lower blood pressure without sudden drops. A study published in the Iranian Journal of Basic Medical Sciences, 2021, looked at 60 people with type 2 diabetes. Participants drank 2 cups of hibiscus tea daily for 30 days. Results showed, fasting glucose dropped by 11%, HbA1c fell by an average of 0.6%, LDL, bad, cholesterol decreased significantly, sleep quality improved, and fatigue was reduced. Another study from Tanzania, 2020, found that hibiscus reduced liver enzymes, AST, in people with non-alcoholic fatty liver. Helped lower triglycerides, reducing the risk of blood vessel complications in diabetics. Mr. Thomas was on 3 medications, 1 for blood sugar, 1 for blood pressure, 1 for cholesterol. After attending a natural health seminar, he asked me, "Doc, do you think it's worth trying hibiscus tea?" I said, "If you replace your daily soda with a sugar-free hibiscus tea, just 1 cup each afternoon, and stick with it for 2 months, I believe you'll see results." And he did. Fasting glucose dropped from 139 to 108 milligrams per deciliter, blood pressure dropped from 145/90 to 125/80, LDL cholesterol dropped by 18%, and most importantly, under close supervision, he was able to discontinue 2 of his medications. How to prepare hibiscus tea for maximum effect: use 2 teaspoons of dried hibiscus petals, pour 10 to 14 ounces, 300 to 400 milliliters, of boiling water over them, steep for 10 minutes, then strain, drink warm or chilled, but never with sugar. Enjoy twice a day, ideally 20 to 30 minutes before meals, optional. Add a thin slice of ginger or a mint leaf for flavor. Who should be cautious with hibiscus tea? People on blood pressure or diuretic medications. Monitor carefully to avoid overlowering. Pregnant women. Hibiscus may slightly stimulate uterine activity. Individuals with low blood pressure, drink a weaker brew and less frequently. There are healing tools all around us. Many of them don't require a prescription, just a little consistency, and a belief in nature's quiet strength. A crimson cup of tea in the afternoon, a few deep breaths, a moment of peace. Sometimes, that's all the medicine the body and soul need. And if hibiscus tea felt like a miracle, drink number 3 might leave you speechless. Researched in Japan and South Korea, this tart, easy-to-drink liquid is the only one clinically shown to reduce visceral fat. The hidden cause behind type 2 diabetes: it's not expensive, it's not trendy, but it's helped many seniors reverse their insulin levels in just 3 months. Get ready. The next drink is one of my personal favorites. Drink number 3, lemon cucumber juice, a drink that seems simple and refreshing, but quietly melts visceral fat, stabilizes blood sugar, and revives your energy. "Doctor, I feel tired all the time, but I don't eat that much." I remember looking at Susan's abdominal ultrasound. She was 63, a gentle soul who had worked as an accountant for over 3 decades, and I quietly exhaled. Her problem wasn't how much she ate, it was what her body had been holding on to, quietly, for years. Visceral fat had begun accumulating around her liver and pancreas, silently damaging her insulin sensitivity, and throwing her blood sugar off balance day by day. Many people still think diabetes is caused by eating too much sugar. But modern research tells a deeper truth: it's visceral fat, especially around the liver and pancreas, that silently chokes insulin receptors, overworks the pancreas, and leads to type 2 diabetes. So what's one gentle, natural way to fight back? backhand index pointing right, a morning glass of lemon and cucumber juice. Why this combination works so well: cucumbers are 95% water, hydrating cells, calming inflammation, and easing digestion. Fresh lemon juice brings vitamin C, citric acid, and flavonoids, stimulating liver enzymes, and helping burn fat more efficiently. Together, they support fat metabolism, liver detox, blood sugar balance, and a light, refreshed metabolism, especially in the morning. This duo is now recommended by top nutritionists in Japan and South Korea for people over 60 struggling with fatigue, fatty liver, or rising blood sugar. Yonsei University, South Korea, Nutrients Journal, 2022. Older adults drank 300 milliliters cucumber lemon juice daily for 8 weeks. Results: insulin resistance, HOMA-IR, dropped by 14%. Mild fatty liver nearly reversed to normal. HbA1c decreased by 0.4%. Morning energy levels improved significantly. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2020. Vitamin C from lemon reduced post-meal glucose spikes by reducing oxidative stress on the pancreas. Susan had always been structured, thoughtful, but after turning 60, she told me her mornings felt heavy. She struggled with energy, skipped walks she used to love, and even lost her appetite. Her labs showed rising insulin resistance and mild fatty liver. I didn't prescribe medication. I just gave her one small suggestion: try waking up 10 minutes earlier, blend 1/3 of a fresh cucumber with half a lemon. Drink it before breakfast. Just 1 glass. Every day. 6 weeks later, she returned, brighter, lighter. Doctor, not only is my blood sugar down, I'm sleeping better, and I feel like my body is finally reset. How to make it the right way: use 1/3 of a fresh cucumber, peeled if the skin is bitter. Blend or juice with warm water, add juice from 1/2 a lemon, drink 15 to 20 minutes before breakfast, once a day. You can chill it slightly in summer, but avoid adding ice or sugar. Light bulb no juicer. No problem, just soak cucumber slices and lemon in warm water overnight, and drink first thing in the morning. Who should be cautious? Those with very low blood pressure. Check with your doctor, as cucumber has mild diuretic effects. People with sensitive stomachs, start with a small amount, and avoid drinking on an empty stomach if you feel discomfort. You don't always need a prescription to feel better. Sometimes, your body just needs to feel lighter, less hidden fat, less sugar in the blood, less burden on the liver. If you've ever ignored cucumbers or thought lemons were just for flavor, today might be the day to rethink that. A cool glass. A new beginning, that's all it takes, just one small step toward healing. And if lemon cucumber water amazed you, just wait for what's next. Drink number 2 is a forgotten herbal tea, documented in both Eastern medicine and ancient Roman texts. It helps protect pancreatic beta cells, soothe the nervous system, and rebalance hormones, especially for people with diabetes, insomnia, irritability, or high blood pressure. Get ready. It's a quiet warrior from the past that may just heal the future. Drink number 2, mulberry leaf tea, a humble herbal tea, nearly forgotten, yet quietly helping thousands of older adults sleep better and balance blood sugar. Without pills. I haven't slept well in years, and my blood sugar's still high. Even with medication, nothing seems to work. That's what Helen told me. She's 69, widowed, and lives alone in a small apartment in Central Texas. For years, she was taking 2 medications for diabetes, 1 sleeping pill, and a mild antidepressant. But what finally changed her health, and her spirit, wasn't another prescription. It was a simple cup of mulberry leaf tea. Mulberry leaves, once used to feed silkworms, now healing the pancreas. In traditional Eastern medicine, mulberry leaves have been used for centuries to cool the liver, ease blood sugar swings, and promote restful sleep. Today, modern science is catching up, and revealing something remarkable. Mulberry leaf tea may be one of the most powerful natural remedies for blood sugar control. What makes mulberry leaf so effective? White heavy checkmark DNJ. 1-deoxynitromycin, a compound that blocks enzymes from breaking down carbs in the gut. Less sugar is absorbed, white heavy checkmark flavonoids and chlorogenic acid, boost insulin sensitivity and protect the pancreas's beta cells. White heavy checkmark cortisol regulation, helps reduce stress, stabilize sleep cycles, and restore circadian balance. White heavy checkmark anti-inflammatory effects, especially on blood vessels, and may reduce LDL cholesterol. Journal of Functional Foods, 2021, University of Tokyo. Participants drank mulberry leaf tea 3 times a day after meals. After 4 weeks, post-meal blood sugar dropped by 21.4%, HbA1c decreased by 0.8%. Significant improvements in liver enzymes, cholesterol, and sleep quality. Journal of Medicinal Food, 2018, DNJ in mulberry leaves showed comparable effects to mild diabetes medications, improved microvascular health, retina, kidneys, by reducing post-meal glucose spikes. Helen's story: I finally slept again after all these years. Helen told me, even with sleeping pills, I'd still wake up at 3 a.m., I'd start my mornings groggy, shaky, with no energy. Then one day, a neighbor mentioned a Japanese tea made from mulberry leaves. Helen gave it a try. Now, she sleeps 6 to 7 hours a night, and her fasting blood sugar has improved dramatically. 2 months later, her HbA1c had dropped from 7.3% to 6.5%, but more importantly, she smiled and said, when sleep returned, so did joy. How to brew mulberry leaf tea for best results: use 1 teaspoon of dried mulberry leaves or 1 tea bag, steep in 300 milliliters of boiling water for 7 to 10 minutes, drink 1 to 2 times a day. Ideally after your main meals, especially dinner, enjoy warm or at room temperature. Do not add sugar. If using fresh leaves, wash thoroughly, lightly dry in the sun, and steep as above. Who should be cautious? Those with very low blood pressure. Monitor closely after first use. Pregnant women, consult your doctor before using. People taking blood sugar medications, test regularly to avoid hypoglycemia. Never underestimate the power of a single cup of tea. This isn't just about cooling your body or calming your nerves. Mulberry leaf tea gently eases inflammation in your blood vessels, supports the pancreas that's been overworked, and gives you something so many people crave after 60. A full night of restful sleep, and peace of mind. And if you found mulberry leaf tea helpful, get ready to be stunned by drink number 1. It's not a tea, it's not a juice, it's a natural compound, extracted from the root of a centuries-old Asian plant. But here's what's wild: Western scientists now call it nature's metformin. It's been directly compared to diabetes medication in clinical trials, and the results might just take your breath away. Drink number 1. Berberine extract, nature's metformin. You may have never heard of, a golden, bitter sip from nature. Quietly helping older adults balance blood sugar, cholesterol, liver health, and gut bacteria, all within weeks. Doctor, I'm being honest. I was losing hope with my blood sugar, but then this little yellow drink, bitter, unfamiliar, brought me something I hadn't felt in years. Hope. That's what Roger, 67, told me, a man who had been injecting insulin twice a day, and taking metformin for over 8 years. His numbers refused to stabilize, until one day, his son, a holistic doctor, brought home a powdered herbal remedy from Asia. Just 3 months later, his meds were reduced. He lost weight, he started sleeping again, and most incredibly, his mind felt clear, light, and truly alive again. Berberine is a powerful plant compound found in the roots and bark of medicinal plants like golden seal, barberry, and tree turmeric, coptis. It's been used for over 2,000 years in traditional Chinese and Indian medicine to treat infections, inflammation, and digestive disorders. But only recently has modern science uncovered just how potent berberine is in managing blood sugar, cholesterol, liver fat, chronic inflammation, and gut bacteria imbalances. so much so that researchers now compare it head-to-head with pharmaceutical drugs. Metabolism Journal, 2008, China, 116 patients with type 2 diabetes. Berberine 500 mg, 3 times a day, for 3 months, results, HbA1c dropped by 1.2%, fasting blood sugar decreased by nearly 25%, triglycerides down 22%, LDL down 21%, HDL increased. Frontiers in Pharmacology, 2020, berberine activates AMPK, the master switch of metabolism. This reduces insulin resistance, lowers glucose production in the liver, and improves sugar uptake in muscles and fat tissue. Diabetes Research and Clinical Practice, 2019, review of 27 clinical trials. Berberine shows comparable effects to metformin in controlling blood sugar, with fewer side effects. It holds tremendous promise as a natural alternative. Why is berberine so effective across the board? Suppresses glucose production in the liver, inhibits G6-PASE, increases insulin sensitivity in muscle and fat, restores healthy gut flora, boosts akkermansia, reduces harmful firmicutes, lowers systemic inflammation, CRP, IL-6, supports gentle weight loss and reduction of visceral fat. Roger used to weigh 192 pounds, had a growing belly, and an HbA1c of 8.1%, every insulin shot left him drained. He told me, I wasn't afraid of the medicine, I was afraid of feeling powerless, like my body just wasn't listening anymore. His son handed him a pouch of berberine powder and said, "Dad, mix this tiny scoop into warm water after meals. Twice a day. I'll help monitor your numbers." After 10 weeks, HbA1c, 8.1% 6.6%, lost 9 pounds, triglycerides dropped by 27%, stopped morning insulin injections, under doctor supervision, but what touched him most, I could sleep again, I could read again, and for the first time in years. I felt in control again. How to use berberine safely and effectively. Most common forms: dissolvable powder or 500 mg capsules. Dosage: 500 mg, 2 to 3 times daily after meals. You can dissolve powder in warm water or take it in capsule form. Stick with it for at least 8 to 12 weeks to see full results. Avoid taking it with antibiotics, during pregnancy, or while breastfeeding. Who should be cautious? People on blood pressure meds, statins, or diabetes medications must monitor closely to prevent blood sugar from dropping too low, not for children under 12, or those with serious liver conditions or very low blood pressure. I don't call berberine a miracle cure. But I do call it an opportunity to help your body from the inside out, to stop feeling like you're at war with every blood sugar reading every morning. This simple plant compound may help you reduce medications, lower your risks, and most importantly, restore your belief that healing is still possible. You might find it in a bottle, in a scoop of golden powder, or in the quiet, steady encouragement of someone who loves you. You've now discovered 7 healing drinks. I want to share the story of a woman in her 60s, who reversed insulin resistance not with magic, but with small, gentle habits she practiced each morning. And I'll tell you the most important lesson I've learned after 30 years as a doctor, that the real key isn't just knowing what to drink, but learning how to listen to your body. And begin again. You don't have to change the whole world, just begin with 1 glass of water, and a little trust in yourself. I used to believe that turning 60 meant you were heading downhill, but then I met Evelyn, 62 years old, living alone in the quiet suburbs of Atlanta. She walked into my clinic with an HbA1c of 8.2%, she was taking medication for blood sugar, for sleep, for her bones. Her face looked tired. Her eyes seemed distant. She said softly, "Doctor, I've tried. But it feels like my body doesn't want to work with me anymore." I looked at her for a long moment, then I gently placed my hand on her shoulder and said, "Evelyn, you don't have to fix everything in one day, you just need to start with one right thing, each day. One glass of water, one cup of tea, one kind thing you do for yourself and your body. It will slowly thank you. These 7 drinks are not about treating disease, but about reconnecting with yourself. After more than 30 years as a doctor, there's something I've learned: diabetes doesn't just damage your blood vessels, it slowly erodes your trust in your own body. You begin to feel like your body is working against you. You stop believing. You stop listening. But let me tell you this: when you sip lemon water each morning, or brew a cup of cinnamon tea before a meal, or allow yourself to rest with a warm mulberry tea at night, you're telling your body, I'm still here. I still want to live well. Modern medicine gives us medication, but natural healing gives us something just as powerful: connection. These 7 drinks are not meant to replace your medication. They are here to help restore the lost connection between your body, your mind, and your spirit, to help you remember that you are not hopeless, you are not alone, and your body, tired as it may be, is still waiting for you to come back. If you're 60, 65, or 70, don't be afraid to begin again. No matter what your blood sugar number says, no matter how long you've been on insulin, today can still be day 1, the day you choose to listen to your body again. And if you only remember one thing from this video, let it be this: health isn't a race, it's a promise you quietly renew with yourself, every single day. I hope this video didn't just give you facts, but gave you comfort, encouragement, and a reason to believe again. If you found this helpful, if you want to pass this hope to someone else who's struggling with high blood sugar each day, please hit subscribe, give it a like, and comment below. I'm ready. Let our community know you're here. You're choosing to begin, and don't forget to share this with someone you care about, because one small cup of tea might just change someone's life. You don't have to believe me right away, just try, and let your body thank you later. I'm Dr. James, and I'll always be here, walking this healing journey with you. See you in the next video, where I'll share 3 of the best breakfasts for people over 60 with diabetes, and explain why your first meal of the day might just decide your blood sugar for the next 24 hours.